final series of this 3-series road trip against the Mets, and Pete Alonzo, Tampa native, rarely plays the Rays, made sure to show up. So let's get into game one. It is Jalen Beeks versus Justin Verlander. Beeks being an opener for this game, and Chirinos looking to take the bulk of the innings. This is Verlander's first start in New York, so a little hyped up, looking to get things going in front of these fans. Good luck. Through 2 innings, Jalen Beeks looked awesome in that opening role, and I have no complaints about that at all. In the 3rd inning, the scoring starts, and Harold Ramirez with an infield single, Wander Franco walks, and Isaac Paredes with a 3-run home run. This was his game. Then in the bottom of the 3rd, Chirinos now enters for Beeks after those 2 clean innings. In the 4th now, Bethancourt doubles, and Harold Ramirez with an RBI single make it 4-0 Rays. In the 5th, Brandon Lau doubles, and again, Isaac Paredes 2-run home run off the foul pole. It's a Paredes inside my city, 6-0 Rays. Everything is looking great to start this series. In the bottom of the 5th, Beatty has a solo home run to make it 6-1. Verlander comes off and is booed by the Mets fans, and I'm sure that felt great. First start, getting booed off, $43 million man. He's making the money. He's making that money. I don't know how much he really cares about your boos, but Leon comes in for him, and Jose Siri with a solo shot off him to make it 7-1 Rays. In the 7th, McNeil singles, and Alonzo with a 2-run home run. That would be his first home run of this series. Much more to come. I'll make it 7-3, and Ryan Thompson enters for Yanni Chirinos shortly after. In the 8th inning, with Smith pitching, Siri walks, then steals second, and then Harold Ramirez with an RBI single to make it 8-3. Of course, Isaac Paredes got all the love after this game, but Harold Ramirez had a very underrated game. Littell makes his debut for the Rays and strikes out the side. Love to see that. In the 9th, Escobar has a 2-run shot off Diekman, and 8-5 will be the final for that game. Of course, the big story is Verlander's first start. Isaac Paredes 2 home runs off of him. Did not look great for the big money pitcher. And I don't know, for the Mets, we'll see how the season plays out, but so far, paying those 2 old arms are not looking hot so far. And then that Jalen Beeks, Yanni Chirinos combo, opener and bulk inning guy, looked good. I don't know the next time we'll see it because Chirinos got designated for assignment, but it looked good. Into game 2 now, it's Josh Fleming versus Kodai Senga, and both of these 2 starting pitchers had really good games. And then after they came out, the game just blew up. Josh Fleming getting a lot of his outs from ground balls, and Senga strikeouts. So jumping all the way ahead to the 4th inning, Brandon Lau with a double, Isaac Paredes with the RBI double to make it 1-0 Rays. So Josh Fleming pitches 5 shutout innings as a starter. So we've seen him in both roles. We've seen him succeed and not do great in both roles. So I don't really know. I'm kind of stuck on what the best way to use him right now, because I feel like so far this season he's been better coming in after there was an opener and being the bulk innings guy. And then today as a starter, he pitches 5 shutout innings and looked great. So it's just, I don't know with Josh Fleming. He's hot and cold. Senga looked awesome as well. I use him in MLB The Show a lot. Forkball. It's killer. But yeah, 1 earned run in 6 innings pitched and 12 strikeouts. In the 7th inning with Brigham pitching, Jose Siri solo shot to make it 2-0 Rays. Ryan Thompson enters in the 7th, and after hitting someone with a pitch, Vientos with a 2-run shot to make it 2-2, and that would be the first lead of the night given up by the Rays bullpen. In the 8th inning though, the Rays answer right back. Got you feeling good. Arozarena, walk, Brandon Lau, 2-run home run, Brandon Lau. Big bounce back series from him, 4-2 Rays, and then Poche has a clean 8th. Into that dreaded 9th inning now. Starting on the Rays side, Josh Lowe doubles, Wander Franco advances him, Arozarena with an infield single to drive in a run. Is now 5-2 Rays, 3-run lead going into the bottom of the 9th. What could go wrong? So Pete Fairbanks had been brought back with the team following his 15-day IL stint, and I was kind of wondering when they would use him, or even if they could use him, because they're playing in New York. I think it was like 60 degrees, so is that too cold for him to pitch? They decided to not bring him in the 9th. Jason Adam enters, and Vogelbeck walks, Marte hit by a pitch, and Alvarez with a 3-run home run. Just like that, 3-run lead in the 9th is gone, and that is the second lead given up by the bullpen this game. So the game has to go to extras. Taylor Walls steals third. He started on second. Harold Ramirez with an RBI single. Siri then moves him up to second, and then Josh Lowe with an RBI single. So that's 2 runs in the 10th. Gotta be good, right? 7-5, good? Nah. So in the bottom of the 10th, they now decide to bring on Pete Fairbanks and McNeil singles, and then Pete Alonzo with a 3-run home run because of the guy that started on second. And the Rays lose 8-7. That was the 3rd lead given up by this Rays bullpen. And every lead was greater than 1 run. They were all at least 2-run leads, and just giving up. That's one that really hurts. You really hope they can close that out. The Rays brought in the 9th and in the 10th their 2 best high leverage guys, and both of them gave up the lead. So really tough loss. That's one you really hope you don't drop, especially after Fleming pitching 5 shutout innings. That's not even something you really expect going into the game. That's just like, wow. We were gifted with 5 shutout innings, Josh Fleming, and it just implodes after that. And then on top of that, the offense scores 8 runs with Fleming's 5 shutout innings, and you don't win that game. You have to win those. Into the final game of the series now, it is Taj Bradley making his first game back, his return to the Rays after being sent down to Durham, spending some time down there, and I was really interested to see how he pitched today because he has not really looked good in Durham after, a good stint with the Rays, coming up for the first time, sent back down to Durham, doesn't do great, and then comes back up. How's he going to do? He was pitching against McGill and scoring starts in the first inning, even though it was not a high-scoring game. So in the first inning, Josh Lowe with the leadoff double. He's kind of taken over that leadoff role as Yandy Diaz is out with injury. Rosarena then advances him. And then Harold Ramirez, who really had an underrated series, brings Josh Lowe home, and it is 1-0 Rays. In the bottom of the first, Lindor walks, McNeil singles, Alonzo walks, and here you're just like, okay, this is not good. Taj needs to, gather his emotions, calm down, to get out of this inning with minimal damage. And thankfully, he was able to do that. So Beatty does bring a runner home and makes it 1-1, but that was that. Taj was able to get out of that. Bases loaded with 1 out, and huge from Taj. He is able to settle down a bit more after that first inning and doesn't give up a run until the 4th, which, guess who? Pete Alonzo solo home run, 2-1 New York. McGill had a really good game today. He was keeping his pitch count low, just getting in and out of those innings really quick, and the Rays were they were not making the outs hard. It was just out. Maybe you get a single, maybe you get a walk, but really did not look too tough outside of that first inning. And then in the 6th, Josh Lowe with a solo shot to make it 2-2. Headed to the bottom of the 6th, Littell then enters. McNeil singles, Beatty singles, Pham with an RBI single to make it 3-2 New York. And that would be the final. 3-2, Randy does end up doubling in the 9th to, give the Rays a chance, but no one is able to bring him home. Another note from this game is that Wander did not start this game. I don't think it's injury related or anything like that. I think it is just a rest day. The Rays are about to go on a long streak of days without rest. It's a bunch of games in a row, and I think it's 16 days in a row to the exact, so probably just giving Wander a day off. We've seen Rosarena have days off, but you can kind of see it with the offensive output. No Wander, no Yandy. Those are 2 of your 3 best guys when it comes to offense, and Rays only put up 2 runs, but that is no slight to McGill. He had a really good game, like I said, getting in and out of those innings quickly. But I just quickly spoke on Yandy. He did not play in any of the 3 games this series. I don't know when he's planning on coming back. They didn't send him to the IL, so I'm guessing it should be very, very soon, but he did not make an appearance against the Mets. And then overall with Taj's outing, I was very happy with it. Of course, the guy's still super young, and he's going to be brought up, sent down again probably at some point. And it was just a gritty performance. Had that tough first inning and was able to, snap into it, fight through it and give the Rays a chance to win this game. Next series is with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, the first time we're seeing them so far this year. Finally back at home at the Trop after this rough road trip. So it's definitely the toughest stretch of games for the Rays so far this year, and wasn't the greatest. Lost 2 out of 3 against Baltimore, split the series 2-2 with the Yankees, and then lost 2 out of 3 to the Mets. So it's going to be, home sweet home back at the Trop, and hopefully the Rays can, snap back into it and get this thing rolling again. And this is not to say that the Rays looked bad during that road trip. Of course, the bullpen had their struggles, but overall, the team still looks really good. They're still first place in the majors when it comes to their record. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below about this series. Pete Alonzo, was that your, audition to come back home? I don't know. The Rays made a push for Freddie Freeman last offseason, so clearly they're willing to spend more money than they have in the past. I know Pete Alonzo would be a huge price tag, but maybe, a little coming home discount. I don't know. But all jokes aside, thank you again. Please like, subscribe. Go Rays.
Woo!